So today's my last day here at this resort. I'm gonna head to the coast because it's gonna get really, really hot and I'm over the heat. I'll miss my blue jay, I'll miss my peacock, I'll miss my hot showers and outlets to do my hair. But I was just packing up one of my, I don't know what happened, my water bottle leaked all night, I guess, all over my decks, and it soaked one of my books and my Shapeshifter's book, and I had to literally, I mean, it was completely soaked with all these millions of little pages, and I had to literally, one by one, sit there and blow dry the pages. Makes me think of, you know, the story of your life, the pages in your book. You know, when you get overloaded with things or soaked with emotional water, it takes a long time to dry it out, and you've got to do it page by page, because if you don't, if you just let it sit there and not look at things one at a time, carefully go through things to release them and to separate them and to dry things out, they just clump together and you'll never get them apart. And it's like a wound that doesn't properly heal. It's just like a big scab. So to heal without a scab, I sat there literally with my book and I blow dried every single page. It took forever and on both sides, and I smoothed it out. You know, you could possibly dry it and the pages will be bent, but I took, how much care are you going to take, basically, in your story? How much care are you going to take when you go through to try and smooth things over? Is there an issue with something in your life or someone in your life that's gotten soaked emotionally, and the pages are bent and clumped together? You know, how much time are you going to take? How much effort are you going to put in? I could have just allowed it to sit in the sun and dry and hope I could peel the pages apart, but I've seen that before, where, you know, you try and pull it apart and then things tear. So you have to painstakingly take page by page. And as I did it, I smoothed down every single page. So the book is important to me. It's the Shapeshifter's deck. Do you know that deck caught on fire? I lit a candle, and I was actually doing my weekly, what was it, the full moon meditation. And I was going to light something, and I don't know what it was, but it just went up like whoosh, and my deck, I got 2 cards burnt on the edge, and the book itself, the guidebook, several pages caught on fire, and I thought, no, I love this deck, and I could have got a new one, but I didn't want to. So there's something in your life that you could get another one. It's been damaged, it's been burned, it's been water damage, it's been overloaded with emotion. But this is a very, very important book to me. I know what this book is, and I'm taking time and allowing the time to go through one by one and smooth the pages down and see what was that got bent, and see what it was that needed to be dried out, and see what it was that needed to be preserved. I lost one of my cards in this deck. It was my card, it was the dragonfly card, and it slipped underneath. It was blown away in the wind. Remember, I don't know if you watched back this far, but in a weekly reading, the wind kept telling me that it was going to blow away. The wind kept saying it was going to slip under. It was a message to someone else, because the card was me. And it was also to me. And it did. The wind blew the card and it went into the water, and I saw it, and I sat there thinking, no, I kept trying to pull it back to me, but with an oar. I didn't use the proper tools that I had at my disposal. I didn't think fast enough. I was caught in the shock of it, and I didn't know what to do. Even though I had the tools, I didn't know how to bring it back in. And then I remembered there's a net, and I went to get the net, but by the time I got the net, she'd already slipped down underneath the emotional waters and she was gone, and I never got her back. Huge message. Huge message. I've salvaged that part of myself, and there is someone that can salvage that part of me. But today, as I sat there going through that book, and I thought to myself, I could buy a new deck. I could buy a whole new box. You know, I'm missing one card. So maybe there's something you won't get back. But it was worth it to me. There's something about that Shapeshifter's oracle that was important in my life, and I think I am the oracle, and I know I am the oracle, and I'm a shapeshifter, and so is my twin, and we've been burned and we've been soaked in very, very heavy emotional waters, and it's taken a long time to dry us out, and we're not totally dry, and some of our pages are wrinkled. These pages are wrinkled now from the stress and the sadness and time, but I worked on the book, and I smoothed every single page, and they're not wrinkled. They're a little bit, they're wrinkled this way, but they're not bent. You know that song, we're not broken, we're just bent. Well, the pages aren't even bent. The spine, the cover for the book came unglued, so I have to glue it back, but I can glue it back. It's not ripped.
every single page I dried out, and every single page is smooth, and there's a little bit of wrinkles in it, but it's smooth, and I will glue that cover back together, and our book will come together. And I wasn't planning on telling you about this right now, because I saw my magical messenger. I told the man that is the manager of this place, was up front, and he was wearing a cap, and it looked to me like a cricket, and I had had the cricket come to me, and I said, "Is that a cricket on your cap?" And he goes, "No, it's the slug. It's the Santa Cruz slug. It's the mascot." Because in the forest here, the students would run across them everywhere in the forest. That's where they are. And he said, I said to him, "Oh, I came home after I was hiking in the forest, and I was told to look out for the slug, and I didn't see him." And he said, "You didn't?" And I said, "No." And I said, "But I came back to my campsite, and I went over to the altar, and I've taken down all my angels and things, but I had it here, and this is my what's left. I put this out every morning for my blue jay. He comes and feeds here. But I had my angels and everything hanging here, and when I got home, there he was climbing up the wall. And he said, "Wow, that's very magical. I've never seen one here." So as I go to leave, I came and look at, there he is. And he's very, 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 very important. He's very, very mystical and very magical. And so as I wrap up my stay here, he went up the one side, and now he's coming down the other side. So it's kind of like he went up and around and down. So it's like complete. My journey's complete. I wondered if I was leaving here today. I'm not going home right now, but I wondered if I was, and I am, because he's coming down, and it's full circle. So there he is. I think we should give him a name. Trying to think of a name for him. Look at him. Hi. It's okay. You don't have to be shy. It's okay. Come back out. It's alright, I won't hurt you. Come on, sweet baby. It's alright. Hi. Look at his tail. Isn't that amazing? The colors in it. You trust me, it's okay. Okay, so now you heard a noise and he went away. I gotta think of a name for him. Anyway, that was my little message, and I wanted to show you guys him. So there was more that I wanted to talk to you about, actually. Let me think. I went into the bathroom this morning, and the lady who is the cleaner here, she's amazing. I've never been to a place that was more clean than this place. My moonstone was flipped. I had to turn that around. She washes the patios with disinfectant. Like, I'm talking the flagstone patios. I mean, everything is so clean. And I noticed her brother is going through a divorce, and he's going through a lot, and he came to stay with her, and she wasn't around for me to pay her, and she kind of got mad at me because she didn't get paid. And I said, "Look, I went looking for you. I left you a big note." And so she was distracted, and we took care of it. It was fine. But then, since he's been here, I don't know if it was her day off or what it was, but for the last 2 days, there's not been any toilet paper in one of the stalls. And the bathroom's not clean. It's quite messy. So I was cleaning it, and then I went in this morning, and it smelled really bad, like urine. And one of the ladies said, "Wow, it's really dirty in here." And I said, "You know, it's not like that. Normally, she's very, very clean. And I've never been to a place that's more clean than this place. It must be her day off, and somebody else, whoever it is that's supposed to be taking care of it, isn't doing it. They're just not doing the job that she did." And she says, "Well, it's really bad." And so I had the door propped open, and so then she came in, and she says, "Oh, I must have left the door open." And I said, "No, I opened it. It smells really bad." And I said, "We've had no toilet paper for the last..." I didn't say it like that. I said, "No, I left it open." And then I said, "Has it been your day off?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Wow, we can sure tell when you're not here. The whole world falls apart when you're not here to clean." And I said, she said, I opened the door, I left it. And I said, "No, I opened it." I said, "Because it smelled really strong." I said, "I think a little one might have, peed on the floor. Somebody said there's a puddle back there." And she goes, "Oh, one of the babies." And I said, "Yeah." And then she says, "Why is this bathroom stall locked?" And I said, "I don't know." I said, "But that other stall doesn't have any toilet paper. It hasn't for 2 days." And she said, "Okay." And then I looked inside and I could see that it was plugged, and that stall didn't have any toilet paper either, and I guess a little kid had gone to the bathroom, was embarrassed, and locked it and then curled out underneath. And so I said to her, they probably locked it because there was no toilet paper and they didn't want anybody, and she says, I know, and she got angry, and I thought, you know what, I don't think it's been your day off. I think she works every day here. And I said, I think she just didn't do her job because she was dealing with her brother, and she kind of got overwhelmed, and started to make me think about how, you know, we all have a job to do. No matter what's going on in our life, we all have work that we have to do in our life, outside of our life, and if we don't keep up, things fall apart. We had one of the doors, the knob to the bathroom door was loose, and so I noticed that the handyman came right away, and he tightened it. It just took a second. But how quickly do things fall into disrepair when you're not on top of them, right? She was only gone 2 days. 2 days, and the whole bathroom fell apart. You know, they ran out of toilet paper, there was urine on the ground. I mean, and things that, also there are things that we do that others don't notice. You know, that, and then when we're gone, it's like, wow, now we really notice it. So there's all kinds of messages in this for me. So I wanted to make sure that that woman knew that, you know, this isn't the norm. It's normally very, very, very clean. But it was funny because she got upset at me, because I was there and I noticed, and I said, you know, well, we haven't had any toilet paper for the last couple of days, and I wasn't telling her. I assumed that she was off. I assumed that she just wasn't working, but she got annoyed and all right, and since she had that pointed out to her, she hasn't come. She hasn't come to clean it. It's been all day. It's almost noon, and it's not been cleaned. There's no toilet paper. The door's still locked. And I thought, that's interesting. Is that like a passive-aggressive movement? I'm not sure. But I was given from Spirit yesterday, speak your truth. And it doesn't matter if you get a passive-aggressive attitude back. You tell what it is that needs to be done, and make sure that this is taken care of. So I thought, you know, it's not my job to run this place. I'm clearly leaving. And that's another message to me, too. This place has been beautiful and clean and wonderful and friendly, and now it's gotten uninviting. It started to smell bad. You know that thing after a while, the guest starts to smell bad? After a while, food starts to smell bad. It's time to go. It's like when I get the energy, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. Oh, my day. There he is. There's that day. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. He comes every day, and I'm going to miss him like crazy. I'll bring you more. He likes the walnuts. Hi. I'll bring you more. I'll bring you more. I know you just have a few things. I'll give you some good ones. I love him. He's so beautiful. I'll give you some walnuts. I'll give you some walnuts. Are you eating it all anyway? Okay. Are you eating it all anyway? Okay. Now I'm trying to pick out from my bag of nuts what he'll like. Oh, he can't have these. I have you ever tried peppered cashews? It's sea salt and pepper on cashews, and oh my gosh, it's so good. But I can't give him anything except for raw stuff. I don't think that would be good for him. And he seems to like the very expensive walnuts. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. It's for you. My friend Randall and I were going through the meadow, and we came across a whole bunch of live wild mint. So he planted it here for me. And then these little guys were growing down. I don't know what they are, but I decided they were growing down here. I wanted to bring home part of the forest with me. That was the flower Randall gave me. Oh, and I had to find out. I was like, I wonder what that means. He gave it to me as soon as he met me. He says, here, this is for you. And I looked it up, and it's the April birth, the April birth, and I was born in April. Also, the April flower is the sweet pea, which is what I called my kids, and I was talking about sweet peas this whole trip. I kept seeing wild sweet peas. Isn't that interesting? That's interesting. So we've been seeing wild Shasta daisies and wild sweet peas all the way around in here. So I've been seeing myself everywhere. That's interesting. So he's almost done. I'm gonna go up and work for a little while, and then I'm gonna head out to the coast. Look at him going through that moss. That's interesting. Isn't that cool? Okay. I think there was probably more that I had to say about, you know, us making sure that we finish our job or do our work, or no matter how mundane the job is, or no matter how unimportant we think it might be, it's important. And when people, you know, she felt like she wasn't being recognized. Because when I came here, I said to her, you're always cleaning. And she said, I'm the only one that cleans here. And I said, and she was looking over at one of the other people. And I said, well, you do an amazing job. I said, this is the cleanest place I've ever been to. And she looked at the other person and she said, thank you, that's a very high compliment. And she kept looking over at the other person like, I feel like she, maybe that's what was going on. I feel like she didn't feel that she was appreciated for the work that she was that she'd been putting in. And I got to tell you, 2 days with that woman not doing her job and the whole place was falling apart. So you may not think people notice you and may not think that the things that you do are important. She's just cleaning the bathrooms. That's her job. But it's important and we appreciate it and we notice it. And there are a lot of things in our lives that we may feel that other people don't notice and don't appreciate. Never believe that. Everything we do is important and everything you do is appreciated by somebody. So continue to do your job. Don't let things fall apart. Do it for yourself, for your pride of yourself, and for the ones that you don't even know that may be noticing it. Just always do your best. That's, you know, always give your best. That's just what we're supposed to do. Whatever we put out will come back to us. It may not come back from the people, like she didn't get it from the person here that she wanted to hear it from, but she got it from me, right? So I guess that's my message. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.